I welcome you to this session of ISO 19011-2018, and today we are going to talk about clause number 5.5.2, defining the objectives, scope, and criteria for an individual audit. So, let us discuss it in more detail. Well, each individual audit, it has to be based on defined audit objectives and the scope and the criteria. So objectives, scope and criteria have got to be defined for each audit which is to be carried out by the audit team. Okay. These should be consistent with the overall audit program objectives. So the overall audit program objective has to be kept in mind while defining these things. Okay, the audit objectives define what is to be accomplished by the individual audit and may include the following. A is determination of the extent of conformity of the management system to be audited or parts of it with the audit criteria. So we have to ensure what are we auditing for. So if there is a particular standard, say for example ISO 14001 on environment or ISO 9001 on quality, then we have to determine the extent of conformity of the management system to be audited. What clauses we have to ensure that they are complied with during the audit. So, and what has to be audited or parts of it with the audit criteria. So audit criteria will include those particular clauses of the standard against which the audit is being carried out. Now we come to B, evaluation of the capability of management system to assist the organization in meeting the relevant statutory and regulatory requirements and other requirements to which the organization is committed. So all the regulatory requirements in any case have got to be met. So we have to keep it in mind, and while carrying out the audit, we have to ensure that all mandatory requirements, all requirements of the which the organization is supposed to meet, relevant statutory and regulatory requirements and other requirements to which the organization is committed, all have got to be met. So this has to become part of the criteria. Okay, then we go to C, evaluation of the effectiveness of the management system in meeting the intended results. So how far the management system which we are implementing is giving us the results. If we are getting the results fully and completely, and we can say that the management system is effective and is able to deliver the results according to our requirement, according to the product or the service which we are supposed to offer to the customer, then we can say that the management system is effective. So effectiveness of the management system in meeting the intended results, this has to be kept in mind while carrying out the audit. Then next is identification of opportunities for potential improvement of the management system. So while doing the audit, we have to identify the opportunities. This is part D of the requirement of the clause, and part D says that identification of opportunities for potential improvement of the management system. So if we can identify the opportunities for improvement of the management system, well, that is definitely going to be contributing towards the effectiveness of the audit, and we should take note of it and communicate to all the people concerned. And next we go to E, the evaluation of suitability and adequacy of the management system with respect to the context and strategic direction of the auditee. So we have to keep the interest of the auditee in mind and look at the entire implementation of the management system from the point of view of whether it is meeting the it is achieving the objectives and effectively addressing the risks and opportunities or not. So evaluation of the suitability of and adequacy of the management system with respect to the context and strategic direction of the organization or what the auditee is facing in the environment today. So accordingly, we have to evaluate the suitability and adequacy of the management system in meeting the requirement of the organization according to the context of the organization or the environment in which the organization is working. And the last point in this F is evaluation of the capability of the management system to establish and achieve objectives and effectively address risks and opportunities in a changing context, including the implementation of the related action. If the context in which the organization is working is changing, then we have to ensure that the organization is taking note of this aspect and accordingly implementing the system to ensure that they are able to meet the requirement of the context of the organization or the environment in which the organization is working. Now, the audit scope should be consistent with the audit program and audit objectives, and it includes such factors as location, functions, activities, processes to be audited, as well as the time period covered by the audit. So all these things have to be taken into account, and the audit criteria are used as a reference against which conformity is determined. So the audit criteria is anything which is supposed to be met during the audit, or the organization is complying with that particular criteria. So during the audit, we have to ensure that it is meeting it is conforming to the audit criteria, and as we have determined, and accordingly the audit has to be carried out and recorded. Now, these may include one or more of the following applicable policies, processes, procedures, performance criteria including objectives, statutory and regulatory requirements, management system requirements, information regarding the context and the risks and opportunities as determined by the auditee, including relevant external/internal interested parties requirements and sectors and sector codes of conduct or the other planned arrangements. So whatever is the planned arrangement for the audit, that is being complied with, that is being followed with, that has to be ensured during the audit, and accordingly the audit results have got to be recorded. Now, in the event of any changes to the audit objectives, scope or criteria, the audit program should be modified if necessary and communicated to all interested parties for approval if appropriate. So if there is any change in the criteria, then we have to communicate this aspect to all the relevant interested parties so that they can take note of it and if necessary give their consent also for the change criteria. When more than one discipline is being audited at the same time, it is important that the audit objective, scope and criteria are consistent with the relevant audit programs for each discipline. Such disciplines can have a scope that reflects the whole organization and others can have a scope that reflects a subset of the whole organization. So whatever is applicable to the audit, accordingly the criteria has got to be applied. And the results of the audit have to be accordingly recorded. So that's all in this clause 5.5.2 that was defining the objectives, scope and criteria for an individual audit. Thank you very much for watching my videos and I hope you like my videos. And if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues so that they can also take advantage of whatever is being discussed between us with regard to carrying out the audits. Okay, and if you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that as and when I load my video, the information regarding loading of the video should reach you well in time and you will be able to see my videos without any delay. So thank you very much, and next we are discussing on next Sunday. That will be clause number 5.5.3, selecting and determining audit methods. So that's quite brief a clause and we are going to discuss it on next Sunday. Thank you for watching my videos. Bye bye. See you again. Bye.